haven't been on the internet for so long.
So long.
And it is an absolute pleasure to be back. I love this secret part of the stream where it's just for us. I don't think anybody's joined yet. Shh, Kurt, tell your secrets.
Okay. Once, when I was under 7 years old, we were in a bulk goods store, and I wanted to know what flour tasted like. So I took a tiniest pinch of flour and tasted it. And I was so feeling guilty about it for so many years after that because I stole from the store.
You stole. Wow.
So I've just admitted to theft.
You stole a tiny pinch of flour.
Tiny pinch of flour. For any of you who are turning into... Today's going to be all about flour, but not that kind.
Ooh.
If anyone is tuning in the future, and you just want to jump straight into Streamy Town, your best bet is to scroll forward on the bar down below us until you reach a different background, because that is the point at which our third has joined us, Amanda McKnight. And
That's
she,
right.
once she arrives, we will be telling stories.
When you see three of us on here, that's when you know the good part with the game is going to start soon, but maybe has not quite started yet because we're a little slow sometimes.
It's true. That is just part of this. We're a little slow sometimes, and you're just going to have to understand that that's who we are.
That's just who we are. Say hi if you're in chat. I feel like we've got some people coming in, maybe. What do you think people should look for to know that we're playing the game? Like, what changes visually when we're playing the game versus when we're just shooting the shit?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is that the background changes, our overlay.
No,
what
okay,
do you
but
mean?
even if Amanda is here, we are not necessarily playing the game. I feel like there is
I
like got to be some
see, I
visual cues
see.
about when we're actually like, locked in.
That is an interesting question. I'm not sure I know what the answer is. If we sound like we're reading something aloud, there's that.
That's a good
I
sign.
anticipate today there will be a bit of a lead-in in which we'll just talk about a spreadsheet for a while, but that's part of it.
Gosh, are you not excited about this? Is there any better sell for a stream than look forward to the part where we talk about a spreadsheet for a while?
I am pretty proud of this one. This one went pretty well.
Well, I think this one you've put a lot of work into is kind of the crazy thing. I don't think the world is going to appreciate just what you have accomplished with this spreadsheet.
The thing is, like, even if we are going to give me flowers for this, if you will, I never quite finished, so there's going to be like 2 or 3 letters of the alphabet for which we simply don't have a pretty picture. I'll probably repeat this later, but here's what happened, folks.
Well, let's just say hello to everybody because they're all arriving
Oh.
right now. Hello,
Hi, everyone.
hello. Atomic,
Wow.
Lock the Fox, Otto, Jamie, Marvelman, welcome.
Does Amanda have any voice left, folks?
Yeah,
Is it
are
all
we gonna
used
be able
up
to hear
now?
her?
Is she gonna come on and say, "Well, it's a pleasure to see you both"?
We should just make her feel comfortable. And we should both talk like this the whole time.
It would be a good
That would
start.
be a good idea. Yeah. And it's just audio honey for the poor people watching us. Mellifluous.
Mellifluous.
This is the trickiest part of the stream, where I have got to watch the Zoom. Otherwise, we leave Amanda out of the stream for a long time, which is the funniest joke to play on her because everyone arrives from her stream. We're all having a great time. She has gracefully ended her stream so she can come stream with us. But then we don't let her into the stream and we just lock up the audience. It's all ours. Haha, we've kept you captive. And no Amanda to show for it. What were you guys doing over in Amanda's stream? When I tuned in, there was word games happening, but I feel like there was no Amanda, which maybe is like a fun little between the scenes. Amanda's taking a break. You play word games thing.
I should say to Grayson, wait, isn't that just Robin from Batman? Are you just Robin from Batman,
Are you
born
Robin
in
from
1975? Are you Robin from Batman? You don't have to say. Oh my God, I just doxed Robin from Batman.
No, Kurt.
It's actually so bad. Anyway, our first impressions are always going to be more Emperor Palpatine than husky voiced Amanda because we simply don't have that the range in the throat. I can be evil or normal, or like Bostonian for reasons that don't wholly make sense to me. In case you're wondering to yourself, my eyes flitting about this screen from left to right, I am currently still looking at pictures of flowers and trees, which will be the heart of what we were doing today.
Kurt,
There
do we
is,
need the pictures?
do we need the pictures?
Yeah.
I want the pictures.
Oh,
It
I'm
for
sorry. I don't know
me.
why. Why did I suggest that it was a situation of need? This is all just aesthetic pleasure. This is a hedonic revelry that we are engaged in.
For those of you who have joined us, thank you so much. But also, here's how it goes. There's a game we're going to play today, and it involves about 700 flowers, like individual names of 700 flowers. And the challenge here is that I don't know what 700 flowers look like. I know what some flowers look like. I don't know what 700 flowers look like. And it turns out very beautiful and cool. And this game is going to involve us using our imaginations and telling a story about those flowers as it pertains to the recently deceased, as it pertains to necromancy and their communications through the Victorian language of flowers. It is extremely cool as a premise for a game.
It's extremely cool.
But also, I wanted to look at the flowers. So
Guys, you
I
just want to look
have
at the flowers.
I just want to look at the flowers. And you know what? I thought it would be kind of a chore to like get ready, all this stuff ready so that we would be prepared to be able to look at the flowers. But it turns out it is in fact like a great delight to just look at a picture of a flower and then go, "Oh, that's what that looks like. I didn't know that. That's so cool. Oh, that's what that looks like." And then just to do that like 700 times.
It sounds like a great
Um,
time. Though I think Eddie is putting in the chat is putting forward an interesting hypothesis that maybe you don't even know what a flower is. Is that what
yeah,
you're
well,
covering
that's
for?
the
You're like, oh shit, what's that? What is that?
That is the other problem. Yeah, I thought it was little tiny ground up grain particles. And so every time I opened up a new one, like rose flower, I was like, oh, like a pink colored flower. I would expect a picture of fine powders, and then it would just be this weird, like floral thing. Floral being the extension of the word flora, which we use to refer to the plant kingdom, which is where grains grow that we grind into
That makes sense.
the sort of dust that we call flour.
You must have
So
been
I don't know what these things are, but
you must have been deeply
yeah.
disturbed by the concept of like a dog flower, for example. Like, what's that made out of? How to get like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When you see it, you go, oh, oh no, oh no. Actually, you know what? I will speak to this for a moment.
Okay.
Oh, actually, Atomic Sorcery has said which letters are missing. I've gone through alphabetically Atomic Sorcery because I wrote I wrote code. I wrote code so that I had a program that would automatically go through Google image search results and find images that I could link to through the spreadsheet. But I'm fussy, right? Because if you just Google something, what are the odds that you'll get what you actually want? It's probably not the first thing. So I needed to look at them. And so it pulls like 8 of them. But then I also didn't want to like manually go copy it and paste it. Now my wrists are going to get not tinnitus, carpal tunnel. And I
That
didn't
one.
want that. So the program presents me a little set of 8 of them, and I tap a button on my keyboard, and it says, okay, and the window goes away. And then, like 40 seconds later, another set of 8 comes up, and I go, okay, this one. And then I do that for 700 flowers. And the hardest ones are actually the ones that don't exist or that kind of exist in the minds of a Victorian person who wrote the source material
This
from
is
which all these
amazing.
flowers and their languages come from. But nowadays, like, what is she talking about? One of
Is
them,
this
for example,
is this like dragons? They were like, I'm pretty sure dragons exist. They're just far away, and just the same thing for flowers.
I love that idea. It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's just some of them will be like, rose, pride of China. And it's like, that's not.
Do you think they just have different names now, or like literally we just
What
didn't
a
know what
good
we were doing?
question. Some of them I think have different names now. Some of them it was definitely just like the flowers that China has. It's one of those, and it's like, okay, well, we don't know what those are, dude.
Yeah, okay, that reminds me of like how they used to try to draw lions, and you're like, no, that's not what a lion looks like. That's a derpy dog. Good try though.
One of the examples that I'm thinking of from the book that I would say doesn't exist is the entry 824, Tree of Life.
Tree of life.
What is Tree of Life? I'll
Wait, that
tell
would be a
you,
real one. Yeah.
it might be a real one, but if you search Tree of Life flower on Google Images, I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna get like a real flower. You're gonna get a bunch of like AI generated images of a purple, trippy looking tree.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Ooh, I can try AI mode on Google. Am I interested in that? I am not.
Can I try not AI mode on
Yeah,
Google?
is that
If
still
that's
an
is that
option?
a button? It's actually there is no such button, which is kind of a bummer for me personally, but we won't get into that.
So I'm finding that the tree of life nowadays is another term for the common eastern white cedar, which then really begs the question what the flowers look like, because I'm pretty sure they're like small woody looking protrusions are their flowers, I think.
Right. Now, actually, some of these, this is another thing that I find somewhat interesting. The entries here, some of them are actually not flowers. Like some of them are a kind of fungus or a frond of a fern, or it's an herb, something like that. And so if they wrote basil, like sweet basil, they probably aren't imagining someone like the flowering version of sweet basil. But since my automatic like searching program was just looking for the word flower at the end of it anyway, now I know what basil looks like when it's flowering. Now
That's
I know
cool.
what thyme looks like when it's flowering. And that's been like surprisingly gratifying, just like a lovely little process of learning that I've been going through here and then going, wow, cool. And then because the designer is also a personal friend, um, I would then message him and be like, look at this one.
That's a good bonus of personal friend. Ooh, guys, we're about to do it. Amanda is here. Prepare for the transition.
Everybody be cool. Everybody be cool. We want to set a good impression.
Oh, everyone's
Hello.
in the wrong
Hello.
spot.
I can't hear you guys. Hold on.
Hello.
Yeah.
How's it
Hey.
going?
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear us? Does our audio sound normal?
Is this any better if we do this?
How about this? Is that good? Can you hear us normally?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
good. Then we all sound totally normal.
Everything's normal. Don't worry, Amanda. We're gonna just gonna like raise everything like by half an octave in post. It's gonna be so good. No one can tell.
Great, great.
Yeah,
No
don't
one
worry.
knows. Oh. I was literally saying earlier that, not in stream, but I was talking to Duck earlier on the phone, and I said as long as I just keep my register really low, like my voice is much more stable. As soon as I get excited, and I'm like, oh my gosh, then that's what happens. I just have no voice.
Oh, it's so cute
I'm like,
though.
I just need to keep my voice. Like I need to be like, guys, we're gonna play Midnight Suns.
Guys.
Super manly.
Yeah, it's true.
Guys.
Yeah. You're kind of intimidating me.
I know, right?
Guys.
With my low voice.
Yeah.
Amanda,
man.
how did you lose it this time?
I was at a music festival during the day on Saturday, and then I came home and did work and did a stream. Then I went out to dinner where the music was really loud at the restaurant. Then we went out to a bar where the music was even louder. Then we went to a house party where the music actually wasn't as bad at the house party, but
was
my
actually
friend
quiet.
it was actually not bad, but there was music playing, and my friend, it was her birthday, and she was also DJing before we got there. So it was like kind of a hype.
It's a vibe.
It was a
DJing
hype.
her own birthday.
That sounds sick.
Yeah, like at a house party, just for fun to DJ.
That's
And then I
fun.
went out last night to a friend's birthday at like midnight and danced till 2 a.m. And he was DJing. He's a DJ and he was DJing at a bar for his birthday. And
Okay.
so, and
How
I
many
feel
then
like-
there were,
DJs does Amanda know? People
feel
start
like-
making bets in the comments.
I feel like you're AI and you only have like two things to work with, which are DJ and birthday, and you've tried to recombinate them in as many ways as you can. Also, I went to a place, there was DJ, also birthday.
also birthday.
Well, I mean, you can
yeah.
get stuck in these AI ruts, right? Like the AI is like, actually, now that you've asked, great question. Here's the same
question.
answer.
Here's
And
the
then you
same
say,
birthday.
actually, I don't think it was about DJs. And the AI is like, you're right, it wasn't about DJs. Instead, there were DJs there.
And birthday.
And it was a house party.
Birthday. Yeah, so it's just a lot of people's birthdays around this time of the year for
Wow.
me. I know a lot of people that
Gosh.
it's their birthday now. So, and including my family. Like, my family is all end of August, September. Everything happens in this one amount of time.
Fair enough.
Wow. This is like
Fair
a
enough.
warning against having too many friends with birthdays at the same time, you know? You should addition new friends and you're like, oh, if your birthday's in like kind of the end of February, beginning of March zone. I'm sorry, actually, we can't be friends.
I'm full. I have too many of those friends.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
can't.
have a lot of people that are born in September. So,
Okay. So no more September friends because your career involves having a voice, so you got to protect it.
Peace.
well, I think it's weird that I've lost my voice this easily. Like the fact that I've lost it 3 times in the last month, which like, sure, Gen Con I was talking a lot fair. Fan Expo, I didn't go that hard. And then this was like 2 days of just like partying with people. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, I think I should see like an ENT.
there might be
find
value to
out.
that. You have lost your voice more than literally anyone else I know.
Yeah, and I mean, last time I was experiencing this, I complained about it because I thought I had vocal nodes and no one would see me for forever. And then when they finally saw me, they were like, oh my God, like, where have you been? You have vocal nodes. And I was like, I've been trying to see you, but like, no one would recommend me. Everyone's like, oh, it's probably just like, don't talk so much. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Great suggestion. It's kind of my job, and everything I've done is like talking involved. Not a lot of jobs allow you to be silent all the time. So, yeah.
If anybody has a job where they're silent all the time, let us know in the comments, and
Hands up.
maybe you can also hook Amanda up.
Yeah, because I could use some silent sometimes if this is what's going to happen when I talk for a bit. But yeah, so anyways, that's why I sound like this. But I'm okay. I'm not sick. My throat doesn't hurt. I'm good. I just sound like I've never stopped smoking for a single day in my life.
Which is
And I
also
never-
true, right?
Yeah.
That's not the
yeah,
reason you lost your voice, but
No.
yeah.
No.
Should we do a stream where you are silent?
My
No.
character is a mute. Yeah, I know.
I thought you were about to
I don't
silent
know.
treatment us. That would have been funny.
Actually, someone, I think Marvel Man did redeem in my stream. I don't know if Marvel Man's still here, but they redeemed Silence is Golden. I think that was Marvel Man that did that, which makes me be silent for 3 minutes, and then everyone's like, what happened? And
Truly the
Amanda-
kindest possible thing to do. Oh, actually, a new kindest possible thing to do. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh, how do I say
are you gonna
this
say
series
it?
of vowels?
I'm thinking Eddie Cayley. I don't know.
Itakaele.
Eddie Cayley? Whoa. I wanted to run the
say-
ukulele.
Edakaye, but I don't know if it's
Edakaye.
right. That's what I say.
Well,
You
you
can
know what they
tell
say.
us.
If you don't know, you shouldn't say anything. Not because it's bad to make guesses, but because you have no voice left.
So it's
to
not
use.
worth it.
It's not worth it.
Fair, fair.
You can do it phonetically for us in the comments, by the way. We'd appreciate it. Or you can watch us struggle. That's also okay.
Whichever you prefer. I'm also just quickly heating up some chicken that I'm gonna like eat a little bit of while we set up the game.
Well,
But
that
before
makes
I go
that's
to-
actually such a funny coincidence. I'm currently heating up an egg. I think it'll hatch soon.
Is that what's going on down there beneath the bottom of the frame?
Yeah. It's just yeah.
The-
all I can see on Zoom is floating reactions Reactions have a new animation. Give it a try.
Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't click on the product placement
Oh.
checkbox when I started the stream, so actually you can't read stuff like that.
Oh, sorry.
Cool. That was a cool effect, though. What'd you do?
Yeah. I reacted.
Oh no.
That is big on YouTube right now, but you can't call it that, I'm pretty sure. As Amanda gets chicken from the warming device, I'll tell you folks about the overlay, I guess.
I won't do it again.
Great.
I'll be right back.
This is how Amanda will communicate with us. Now that she can't speak, it'll just all be reacts. Good. But Kurt, please tell us about the overlay.
Today's overlay is a selection of hand-colored photographs of flowers from 1896. The photographs were taken and processed by Ogawa Kazumasa, who was really cutting edge at this point in photography. Studying from like the age of 15, he opens his own photography studio and is working as like an English interpreter, and then decides to travel to the US to learn about the advanced photographic techniques that were there. He didn't have much money, but he got hired as a sailor. And then 6 months later, he lands in Washington, spends 2 years studying printing techniques. And that includes the complicated like collotype process, which he would make his name with when he returned to Japan. So these are a series of flower images. I think they would be 12 years after he opened his photography studio. And yeah, they're really so beautiful. You can see a bunch more images that he did. Again, these are hand colored because it's before you could take like color photographs, really.
Wow, cool. They're so beautiful.
Yeah. I will. Some of them were itched to cut out of the backgrounds, but
I love this. You sing the praises of this incredible art form, and then you're like, "But it's bitch to cut out, man."
Look, I mean, credit where it's due, and also to me, and also
and
some also
it's due
some
here.
also to me.
Kurt, we just got 2 gifted subs. Would you like to thank the person who sent them?
No, it's your turn. Everyone said the name but you. I'm too grateful to say it again.
Oh, Eddie Cayley, Eddie Kaye. Thank you for both of the gift subs. That's so sweet. To Marvelman and Rapala, 2 of the people who deserve it the most. Thanks. What are your favorite poets, guys? Wow, this is a fun prompt. What kind of chat is this? What are your favorite poets, Kurt?
Oh, wow.
I'm actually intimidated. I can't answer.
My favorite poet is Suzanne Buffum, who is a contemporary poet who's written a lot of pieces that just feel really insightful towards, I don't know, life. There's a bunch of Buffum lines that I just always quote, both to myself and I think I occasionally share them if I'm feeling very pretentious. But Buffum has a poem that says, "Joy unmixed with sorrow is like a fountain turned off at night." And I think about it every time I see a fountain.
Wow.
And often when I'm sad. And I just love Buffum's work. So strongly recommend checking out Suzanne Buffum. I also really like Gertrude Schnackenberg's work, whose words are as elegant as her name is terrible. Schnackenberg has this long-form piece about grief following the death of her spouse, and it's just like incredibly moving. So sad, of course. It would have to be, but yeah, a lot of incredible poets out there. And I'll stop because I don't even know if you really wanted to know the answer to that question or if there's a joke that went over my head. But yeah, poetry is an awesome medium. If you want something more modern, I will say one more. On itch.io, there's what would you call it? A chapbook? Chapbook is what you'd call little modern poetry releases.
Sure.
There's a piece called "Everyone is My Enemy" by Ian Martin, and it's 21 poems about video games and virtual bodies, and it's just like genius, and also very like, if you think about poetry and you imagine like an old dead man rhyming, like please read Everyone Is My Enemy because it's free. It's on itch.io, where you can get a ton of amazing games, but that's neither here nor there. And it's it's like if you like video games at all, the way that he imagines the world through this is just like I can't overstate how good it is as a collection.
Cool.
That's enough. I've
That's
said
pretty good.
more than enough.
That's pretty good. Amanda's back. Do we want to jump into the game?
It can't
least-
freaking hurt.
Yeah.
Did you guys already introduce?
Oh, we didn't say
Yourself?
anything about ourselves. I totally forgot about this part of the
Oh,
stream.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Oh my
Tell the
god.
people who you are first. And
Everyone
then,
in
yeah, I
chat
do want to play the game.
is terrified because we're just strangers, just that are talking to them. They're like, I don't know
Also-
who these people are.
Lord Monk is definitely asking that sincerely. Lord Monk just really loves poetry.
So do I.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm really obsessed with this singer-songwriter called The Magic Lantern. He's UK based and he writes beautiful poetry that we call songs. But the poetry is also beautiful by itself. So that's my little poetry shout out to join the segment.
Love it.
But in a more important segment, which is the segment about me. My name is Anthony, and I, in my real life, am a PhD student. Boo! But in one of my less real lives, I am a children's author. I've wrote many, many books that are often a little bit like games. And when I play games, like these ones, I like when they're a little bit like stories. So we're right in my pocket right here, playing storytelling games with the bros every-ish Monday. And that's me. Kurt, who are you?
My name is Kurt. I am a designer of role-playing games. I am a lover of role-playing games. I am a person who, if you said, do you like role-playing games? I'd go like that. And I'm here every Monday with my friends Anthony and Amanda, one of which hasn't technically introduced herself yet.
I have not. Hello, I'm Amanda. I'm the type of person that will immediately eat something and spill it on myself, which is what I just did. So you saw that in real time. Yes, if you're wondering why I looked down, that's
I
why.
didn't know.
It's integral to understanding who I am. I'm also a person that loses her voice too often for my own liking. I am a YouTuber, a streamer, a cosplayer, an actor, and just an all-around nerd. And you can find me online as Vampex13, or you can also just look me up as Amanda McKnight, and you can find me on the internet. I've also been I don't even know what you call it, like an RPG cast member,
Okay.
player on the
sure.
internet. Talent,
I've been talent.
TTRPG talent for
That's what the
few
second T
years.
stands for.
Talent RPG.
But one of my favorite things that I have done, actually, I think this is my favorite thing that I've done. Sorry, Roll for Damage. You were also fantastic. I think would be this stream, and why I love it is because we're always playing a different game, and we just tell like such amazing stories that have like made me laugh, made me cry, never made me lose my voice. Thank goodness.
Oh, we should
That's
try
never
harder.
happened because of the stream. So yeah, that's who I am and a bit about me, and I love playing games with these guys. Just a few bros hanging out, playing role-playing games as we do.
Lovely. That's the crew. And this, by the way, is Lies You'll Enjoy, which, if you haven't figured it out already, is a little weekly-ish show where we play storytelling games, mostly indie ones. And we like it when they're funny and when they're a little bit sad and when they make us go, wow. And today we are playing Bay Leaf Bouquet, as you can see down there at the bottom of the screen. A game by Kurt's friend Bailey. Very cool. Kurt, tell us
Today,
about
in
this
case
game.
any of you just heard Anthony say Bay Leaf Bouquet by Bailey and thought to yourself,
Hey.
ha 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 ha. I would like to make a public service announcement. It's called Bailey messaged me today at 5:01 p.m. and said, I wanted to let you know before you play tonight. The Bay Leaf in the title wasn't chosen just because it sounds like my name. I said, but like, was it maybe a little bit? And Bailey said, sure, the moon's aligned, but the big one is the meaning. So if we happen to, in a 1 in 700 chance, draw the Bay Leaf, we're going to learn.
We're gonna learn.
And if we don't, you're just never gonna know unless you buy Bailey's game. Haha. Anyway, tonight we're gonna play a game called Bay Leaf Bouquet, and in Bay Leaf Bouquet we are necromancers. Once upon a time in Victorian England, there was something called floriography, which is a language of flowers. In some ways, I'm not reading out from anything. In some ways, this still exists today. If you give someone a rose, there's a certain intent that could be read into it if that is a red rose. If you gave someone a dead leaf, you're saying something very clearly with that as well.
I know what you're saying. That works still today.
I don't think anyone's ever given me a dead leaf, but if they did, I'd be
What if it was
concerned.
a pretty leaf, though? Most leaves, like a beautiful red maple leaf is technically a dead leaf.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
technically a dead leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is nice. It depends
Fair
on the
enough.
status of the leaf, I think. What
Is this
level
a
of
pretty dead
decomposition.
leaf or just a pretty dead leaf? So tonight's game is going to involve us using the language of floriography as imagined by the Victorians, in which every flower has its own meaning, and a bouquet can send several sentiments all in one. Using that framework as necromancers, because you see, when the dead pass, the only way that they have left to speak is through the flowers that bloom through their corpses. And so we have raised the regretfully dead, and these sad many have a message left in their rotting hearts hoping to come forth, but they don't have a voice for it. We hold, in a sense, their final words in our hands, plucked from them.
They don't
tied
have a
in twine.
voice?
They don't. This is their voice. They've
I
learned
feel
to speak
so
the
seen.
language of flowers. Yeah, damn straight. Amanda, start blooming.
I wish. That would be cool. If my whole stream I was just communicating by growing flowers.
That would be cool.
But we would also still have to translate. That would just be a different set of prompts that we would still need to do.
True.
So there's a couple different framings. One is the one that for a long time I thought we were doing, and the other is the one that is technically in the book. I wouldn't mind if we were necromancers in a virtuosic sort of sense, helping people lay to rest with no sort of strings attached. We are here to get the last regrets of them and then determine the nature of the message, using it to I'm finding the actual passage in the game here. Essentially, we'll name and eulogize the risen dead. We'll cite their story, and then we'll resolve their final message by sending their bouquet to its intended recipient. I believe officially in the game, we are doing this because once we've settled their debts, they can join our legion of undead.
Right.
But I don't need a legion personally. I'm fine if our motivation is let's use our necromancy powers to help the
Kurt's
dead
like,
rest.
this person was born in September and my legion's kind of full of those people.
That's exactly what it is. I
I
can't
can't
tell
take
you
any
how
September
seen I
reference.
feel.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea though that it's because we help them. They're like, I got you. Like, what do you want to do? Like, take over the world? Like, sure, I'll join. like our legions. Like, we sound so sinister, but then at the same time, it's like we're just trying to help people that are dead get out their final regrets, just so that they'll join our army of the undead. Like, we're pretty nice, really.
Pretty nice.
I think I have a middle interpretation that I thought we were doing when I read the rules, which is
Yeah.
okay, we are necromancers, obviously we'd been raising the dead to do our bidding or whatever, and then I thought that our dead servants had served their time and had gone to their final death, and that it was like
Right.
in gratitude that we were going to interpret their final message to send it to the world of the living. I don't know how I got that, but that's what I think I've put in the description.
Hey, I'm into
I-
it. Let's go with it.
Can I tell you what my interpretation was just
Okay.
from reading the blurb?
Great.
I thought because it was a Victorian that we were like basically like people that you call to a party to like interpret like bouquets to basically speak to the dead through flowers. So I thought it was like kind of a seance vibe, but with flowers in ye old Victorian times. And we're just like basically like spirit, like mediums.
Which is like kind of close to Kurt's original interpretation of like virtuosic kind of
Yeah.
necromancers.
Well, I
speaking
mean,
with
but
the dead.
maybe because like I do feel like in the Victorian age when you met like someone that was a medium, like were they really a medium or
Or
are
were
they
they
a
kind
con
of the small?
artist? Yeah,
Everyone was smaller back then. It's not fair.
That's
a
the
medium.
thing.
Yeah,
That's the
or a
thing. There
small.
were no
They could be a
Anthonys.
large.
Yeah, you folks back home, you don't see Anthony in Anthony's true splendor,
But I'm 4
because
foot
Anthony's
8.
sitting. But
Yeah.
Anthony's 4'8" when truly standing up, like
Yeah.
a real Victorian.
Yeah. This is my only medium that people can, don't think about my height all the time. And that's a relief.
So if you could just
You are very
respect
tall.
that.
I can
Don't tell them.
confirm as a person that is like not very tall. Anthony is very tall.
No, don't tell them the
real life.
truth, Amanda. Not fun.
Not fun, not funny.
Every time I see you in real life, Anthony, I like forget,
Yeah.
and then every time I see you, I remember again, and I'm like, whoa, Anthony's so tall.
Because look, we're like the same height right now.
The same height here.
Yeah.
Here we're equal.
I'm much
In the
shorter.
real world.
In the real world, it looks like this.
I would
This
say
is real.
it's accurate. But also, Kurt, you're still taller. You're both taller than
No,
me.
like look, if you look, I'm like I'm like several inches below
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're like looking down on you.
Kurt
We're
comes up
like,
to our
oh,
waist.
there's Kurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello,
So small.
guys. I shouldn't use this voice because if I run out of a voice because of a DJ, then I can't talk anymore.
Then
'cause
you'll
it's
have
in
to
the
go down
line
here.
register.
Then I'll have to go down here.
Gotta keep it low. Gotta fill out that voice. I don't know why my upper range is what goes as well. I think that's normal though. I think that's how voices work.
Yeah, that's
do have a-
that's the sensitive bit, It's little. It's
It's
precious.
a little.
It's little. Oh, it is littler.
But actually, that's not the way it always goes. Because I feel like sometimes when I lose my voice, then I have to kind of talk like this all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. I wonder why. See, that's also part of the reason why I was thinking nodes, because I thought maybe in my upper register I have some, and so it's affecting when I'm up high, I'm like causing more damage or something.
Could be. I don't know.
Who
I can
knows?
see it.
Or it's just years of using my voice, and now my voice has, done its time, and so
You used it.
you need
It's
to-
done. You've talked
I-
of lifetime of talking.
I need to just maybe be a bit more considerate to my voice, maybe in its constraints. Either
And to
that
other
or
people, because you're
vocal
talking
damage.
too much, filling the air. Sorry, Amanda. Kurt, we were in the middle of something, weren't we?
Oh, I mean, we were saying some things about the game.
We sure
Wow,
were.
this flower's beautiful.
You
Starts with a
still
V, by
looking
the
at
way.
flowers? We're on V.
I think
got-
we were
I've-
talking about what the game, like how it worked, and then our interpretations of it. And so I think Kurt was going to explain to us, like how we do the game. How do we play?
How do
we
we
do the
play?
game.
Well, let me tell you, it's not too tricky. In this game, we have about a page of rules and about 9 pages of flowers. 20 pages
20?
of flowers?
No, we have 20 pages of flowers.
Wow.
We have like 2 pages of rules, like 6 pages of safety stuff, and then 20 pages of flowers.
It's actually an incredible amount of flowers. And just so you all know, this is an authentic list of flowers and meanings that was written contemporaneously, like in a Victorian era book. And because the copyright ain't around anymore on Victorian era books, uh, you know, chuckle fucks like me can scoop them up. And I am so thrilled that Bailey has filled out an enormous table. I can't imagine. Actually, I can imagine exactly how much work it was because I've gone through almost all 700 of them now. But all that you need to know at home is that here's how this is going to go. We are going to roll. Well, we won't have to roll. We're going to randomly pick a flower, and then with whatever we draw, we are going to discuss what it means for our risen dead. This is going to be kind of writer's room style play, I think. We're just sort of exploring what we think it means as players, telling a little story about it. We could do the same thing that we did for Capricious, for any of the G's who were around for that, in which we were sort of like in character as we discussed what we think things mean.
Right.
But I think Amanda will not have to do as much talking if we're less in character. So I open it to the floor. Do we want to be necromancers as we casually speak, or do we want to be only in character in the sense that we are doing that as play?
You're given a very difficult choice, Kurt, because you've asked me to choose between whimsy and being kind to Amanda. Two things that I both value.
I will say this. I think we could do it in character. I could just be a character that maybe is more reserved. Maybe I communicate in a different way.
I also feel like a necromancer could whisper and get away with it completely. That's some necromancer
Or
shit
talk
right there.
like this.
And oddly enough, I don't know. Yes, it's working. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, my whisper voice is actually usable if it works. Although people say this is actually more strenuous on your vocal cords.
Right.
I don't
So
know.
maybe don't. Maybe don't do it.
It does work pretty good though.
It does work
So,
pretty good.
we could play with that. Maybe I'm more soft spoken. I'm totally down to do it in character. I think I can make it work and still say less. I can say a lot but do less maybe.
Yeah. I think that seems fine.
Cool.
It actually reminds me of my improv class where I was told that I talk too much. Because I will just like keep going.
I see.
And my teacher was like, economy, Amanda, like less words
Less is more.
can mean more. Yeah.
Right.
And so if you give people too much, there's nothing for them to extrapolate really from it. So sometimes you want to do less.
Leave some ambiguity. Huh.
Maybe I try to practice that.
That is so interesting. I would never have thought about that. I mean, I guess that's why you take classes, right? You learn things. You learn things, folks, when you
learn things.
I also have a tendency, I think, to want to like control, like, or well, I used to. I don't think I do this as much. I hope I don't as an improver anymore, but I think I had a tendency to want to like try to set things up clearly for everyone so that everyone knew what I was doing so I could kind of control a scene, which is not what you should do because it's not how you get good stories. Collaboration. So,
collaboration.
partly I also think that was a thing because, yeah, that sounds like me back in the day.
Cool. Do we want to establish anything about our necromancers? Do we want to...
Well, I would like to know maybe what we like best as our interpretation about our relationship to the dead. I can dig all of them, but what were you guys thinking?
I feel like yours was a good middle ground, and it sounds like maybe even most accurate.
Do you like that, Amanda? Kind of like we have raised the dead, but they have died again. You know, their service is over, and this is our attempt to read their final message to the living as sort of gratitude, paying respects, kind of thing. Good.
Cool.
Our quietest member. She is going through the great silence. Every young necromancer must go through this period where they may not speak, so they may know the plight of the dead themselves.
But they are not wholly silent. They are, to some degree, speaking as well.
It seems that's just my default wizard voice.
It's a good one. I don't know. It's fine.
I think I need more wizard voices.
You always get the
Brennan
clumsy
Mulligan
one.
does a wizard voice like this. That's always his wizard voice.
Who's?
Brennan Lee Mulligan,
Oh, yeah. Also,
famous
just Gandalf.
master of dungeons.
He is the most masterful of dungeons.
Whoa, get wrecked, Matt Mercer. You hear this shit?
I love you, Matt Mercer. I'm sorry.
Do you?
He was
You too, you know.
impactful, yeah. What? Did you say?
Are you two, you know?
Those leather bracelets, they just do something to me. The vests? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, after doing some sexual innuendo about Matt Mercer, maybe we could play the game now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I can
is
see
that
a world
okay?
where we do that now.
Okay, good.
Right. So we were saying, do we want a little bit of bio, a little
Sure.
bit of necromancer biography?
For each of us? Or in general? As a
Yeah,
coven?
yeah.
For each of us,
Yeah,
perhaps?
for each of us. Just a smidge.
Okay. Maybe each of us sort of, unless there's any guidance for this in the game, I was going to
Not in
suggest.
particular. I'm pretty much freewheeling it over here just because I thought, fun.
Should we say one pivotal moment in our necromancer lives?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Defining moment. Great. A very good idea, Anthony. Sometimes when you say things like that, you need to be ready to do it.
Well, I mean, I would do it, but I am also writing formulas.
It's a good stream, I promise.
I can start if you guys want.
Okay, great.
I was totally ready though.
Oh, obviously.
So I think my necromancer is named Kale, and they are bald and slender with big eyes, big eyelashes. Very, very like eyes that just draw you in.
Ooh, cool. I like it.
And when their mother died, a gender not determined yet. That's why I'm using they, because I'm trying
Nice. Okay.
to find out
Okay, we're
what
feeling it
I
out.
want their pronouns to be.
Sure.
I think that they are in some kind of state, perhaps, of transition, though, which is why they're silent right now. I like the idea that it's like a rite of passage for a necromancer. I'd like to make it something where it's like you're kind of finding maybe your path, and so it's a period of reflection. So I might be a little bit more quiet in this session.
Okay.
And Kale's defining moment is when their mother died and they brought their mother back so that they could say goodbye.
Wow.
And that was the first time they ever did necromancy, I think, on like a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Cool. Very cool. Wow.
I'm gonna be thinking about that one. That's
Huh.
totally fascinating. Huh.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Rise to the
Thank you.
occasion of Amanda's brilliance. My necromancer is named Benji. And Benji is a ex-career necromancer, a big corp necromancer. The big slaughterhouses, the big livestock farms in the east. Sometimes when the cattle dies too quickly, you gotta keep them moving and you gotta keep them fresh until they get on the factory floor. And so a little bit of necromancy, that can raise the bottom line quite a bit. And so I sort of like worked my days sort of in the mud and the blood, doing the most heartless necromancy you can do until I broke away to do my own thing, to kind of create something beautiful, and join this sort of offshoot of necromancers that respect the subjects that they do bring back for their own purposes.
How am I gonna follow up either of those? Those are cool as hell. Damn.
Now we don't even play the game. We just world build necromancy Victorian England.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I like that.
Well, I mean, because it begs that central question, right? Of like how, like, what is a necromancer doing? What are they employed for? That's so cool. That's so cool, Anthony.
Aw, thanks. Aw.
Anthony's thinking about it as a career. He's like, how do I live off of this? What is my role in society?
Unfortunately, I'm thinking about it like an economist. Like, if there was necromancy, where would be the most useful, efficient applications of the technology?
Where would it fit?
Yes.
So we have Kale. Did your necromancer have a name, Anthony?
I said Illit. No, I said Benji. Benji Illit.
Benji Illit. And why not? I think I'm Florence.
Love it.
Florence always had a little bit of magic. And I think that can make you someone whose life is a little bit easier, but it can also make you someone who's maybe pursued for the wrong reasons. In the same way that if you won the lottery, you might find yourself quickly wishing you hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
Florence's magic sometimes brought them, again, haven't decided programs for Florence either. Florence's magic made them someone who wasn't always in the company of people who meant well. And at one point, Florence was with someone who was so insistent that Florence used some necromancy magic to speak to their past sibling, their late sibling. And this is something that Florence was willing to do, but it wasn't something that Florence, there's, I think, some sacrifice that happens if you want to speak to the dead. Flowers, I think, are the only thing that's possible after the second death of a person. But even making that first conversing level of reanimation, I think requires a lot from someone. And so Florence did this, touched and moved by the story of this partner who wanted to speak to their brother again. And then it turned out it was about money. The relationship ended on a sour note, of course. And for a while, Florence didn't practice necromancy anymore. But I think in time, she came to understand that if she worked in subtler ways, there were paths that were greener. There were ways to use this for good with discretion. So I think that's Florence's story.
Cool. Like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the idea that we don't speak to the dead directly. We kind of have this indirect way of communicating, because I also feel like, if we could do that, why wouldn't we? So this idea that it's you can do it, but there's a really high cost. that you have to pay as a necromancer, and it's just whether or not it's worth the cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think it's like a cost that you yourself pay to do it. And so
Right.
some necromancers, I think, are willing to do that for the right amount. But it's like it'll forever, I think, change you when you do it.
Right. Our old mentor sometimes tells us that there's only a finite amount of life in the world, and if you want to give it to someone else, it's got to come from somewhere.
Damn.
Yeah,
Cool.
I like that.
I'm also really curious about what we raised them for in the first place. Seems like a
I was
bunch of
wondering the same
weirdos,
thing.
so I'm curious about what our initial purpose is. We don't have to answer it now, but I'm certainly intrigued.
No, I am curious. I think that would inform play in a way that is
Sure.
very interesting to me in particular. Locke, great point about medications being wizard names. Me personally, I'm well acquainted with the great wizard Vyvanse.
Praise Vyvanse! Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's true. All of the medications I'm thinking of would make great wizard names. Robax the Wizard.
Rollbacks.
Even, I mean, okay, I know that this requires a certain level of defamiliarization, but even if you think of like Tylenol the Wizard, like that's
Yeah, nice.
just like
Also,
try
how
not
has
to
someone
think
not
about.
done an ad campaign where the medication is just a wizard? Like,
That's actually crazy that no one's done an ad campaign where, like, medication is in some ways pretty close to magic. Why has no one taken advantage of this?
I think
I
maybe
don't
that's
know.
why in the like collective unconscious we have decided on wizard names for medicines because we're like we need something sort of esoteric and bizarre. What can capture the mystery of these strange pills?
needs to
Imodium
feel
the Brown.
powerful. Pepto Bismol the Pink.
We're not gonna beat Imodium the Brown. I am sorry. That is so good. It's so bad.
I will say though, if I met a wizard named Pepto,
Ooh,
I feel like that's
Pepto.
already such a specific character. The name Pepto, I can already like imagine what that character looks like.
I think we should let's write a game where you each create a character from some medicine and their wizard powers are related to the medicine's
medicine.
effects. Yeah.
Kurt, this is another game that you can make for us.
Game request, Kurt. Make us a toy.
My second one this week.
Oh gosh, really?
What was
Well,
your first
because
one?
anytime that anything comes up that makes people go, haha, sounds like a game. Shout out if this is you. I will get a little. Maybe we should make that. So this week it was Raging Muppets, and I was kind of like, I kind of made that.
It's in your wheelhouse. Look, it's right.
There was a
there.
good joke because somebody was like, oh, maybe it's a band name, and then someone else said, or maybe it's a game name, and then someone said, sounds like a job for Kurt. And if I had been proactive, I would have made the song instead, and then everyone would go, haha, very good, very funny, hee hee. But I didn't do it, and I simply don't have time, so that's gag can't happen anymore.
And you got the value out of it right here, right now.
It's the best I got.
Robitussin the Great. Amazing. Okay. Oh wait, we were
Right,
stuck
right,
on the
we were-
question of maybe what our coven,
coven-
does before. You know, what do we do with when we raise the dead? What are our main goals, tasks, maybe jobs? Because the part we're playing is this kind of post after the service has been served.
It could be religious, but not in a troubling way. It
Interesting.
could be something very utilitarian or pragmatic. You know,
It could be research, like we could be
Oh,
scientific
yeah.
of some sort.
We're a
and-
study group.
Yeah, like we could be like trying to uncover things about the world of the dead or necromancy itself, and so these are kind of our test subjects.
Yeah, maybe this is part of our rationale for why we do this thanking process afterwards, because maybe our work is important, but we don't want to take it for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One other fun option is that we could be contract. Like people might, people in high society might come to us to request certain acts of necromancy for perhaps unfinished business, or to find out where the servant put the keys or whatever, and they always have a one purpose for the dead, right? There's something they want out of them, but we always want to know maybe what the dead had in mind, and that could be something completely different about what their own unfinished business is.
Right. Huh. Clever. Yeah. Can see that. Okay.
I think let's go I don't know. I would instinct is to go the research direction, and then we can also, if you feel called at some point in the game to be like, no, this one's different, then great, this one's different. Does that seem okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, great. Which means I think we can play the game.
Pretty much. More or less.
Unless you'd like me to stall.
Well, what's the condition by which you exclude a group from a set of filter?
Oh yeah, it's a
I don't
super
want to
good question.
I don't want to have the same flower come up twice. Kurt. I actually just said,
know what's happening.
believe it or not, I just said it out loud before I realized like how stupid that is. Why does it matter?
Yeah.
It truly couldn't matter any less.
Isn't as I think Bailey, right? I think Bailey is Gilgamesh. Hello. Says it's very unlikely, and maybe it's the point of the game in the first place.
Bailey,
Chris-
is you Gilgamesh? Oh yes, that's true. Kurt asked me to make the table shorter, and I said no. Yeah, that is true. Actually, funny story about that. I believe what I said.
Don't make the table longer, please, Bailey.
It took me so long to find the flowers.
I'm gonna lose
It
my
was so
friend Kurt
pretty.
for more weeks, please. Have
Definitely
mercy.
make the table larger. Do it.
Do it.
More flowers.
Flowers.
I love it. I'm so excited.
I am also very excited. I've been pretty much hyped to play this game since the season started. What was I about to tell you? Mother shitter.
You were stuck on how to make the flowers not come up the same.
Yes,
And
that
the
is
we were
answer
true.
telling
the
you not to worry
same.
about that.
Do you need me to stall? Because are you still working on the flowers?
Right, now I'm up to date. Now I understand. Now we're good. I think the only thing that I want to ask is, I wanted to tell you the story about when I told Bailey to make the table shorter.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
I found this game browsing itch.io by new, which imagine someone said that they were just looking at the newest books on Amazon. It's like, that's a wild thing to do, but I wanted just to find like a deep cut cool thing. And I'm scrolling through and I find this game and I go, ooh, so cool. And so I pick it up and I read it, and only later do I realize this is Bailey, who I knew incidentally from an interview at work, who I knew incidentally separately from having arbitrarily decided one morning that I wanted to draw someone's Wanderhome fan playbook, and found the first one I could find that had been posted to the Wanderhome fan server and illustrated it. And then Bailey, it was again, and Bailey said, "Wait, you didn't know it was me?" And I
God.
didn't. So thrice now we have met under strange, arbitrary circumstances, and now we have lunch together every week, and it's adorable.
Oh my gosh, because I've heard the Wanderhome story. Already a delightful surprise, and now there's new levels to it. I didn't even realize. I think you guys may be like married in a different life. I think you've been reincarnated, and fate is like, well, you probably should be together. I mean, I know it's not the main
Probably
story
should,
here,
yeah.
but
No, that would only make sense to me.
Yeah.
That's got to be what we should be doing. Okay. I'm gonna reset our flower picker to double click to choose, and then we will be able to do our first turn. I
Cool.
think so. What the book says is that we kind of go in turns, each one of us coaxing another flower from the dead, and then rolling with it.
So like one person
So-
rolls, they're the like, kind of captain leading the round. They kind of come up with what it might mean, but we can also contribute, but they have the final word, right?
Yeah.
And then the next person rolls, and it kind of goes around like that. And we roll up to 7 rolls. Is that the?
I don't know if there's a hard limit or not. Bailey,
Bailey, tell us how to play the game.
Bailey, how do we play your game?
Kurt has spent tens of person hours on getting ready for this game, but not
It's actually
exactly
so
sure how to
embarrassing
play.
how long I spent prepping for this game. It is actually genuinely embarrassing.
I
Okay.
don't think it's embarrassing. I think it's endearing.
Yeah. You've done something amazing. Okay, we're getting just try for 3 or until at least 3, and until you feel like you're done. Nice. That's a good call.
Great.
I like that the rules say some suggestions of what you should be looking for is who is the recipient of the message, a reason for the message to have not been delivered during life, and an identity of who this person was maybe before they passed, which is kind of cool. Good guidances, I think, in terms of what we should fill in.
Yeah. Okay. I'm officially ready for someone to take their first turn, but I don't think that it can be me. I think somebody else is going to have to go first.
Can I go first, Amanda?
Yes.
Okay. In terms of this spreadsheet, Kurt, do I just double click on one of these boxes?
Yeah. Do the first one, please.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to have a bad time.
Okay. Okay, great. I am going to double click, which, if we didn't have a cool spreadsheet, would mean rolling an 8-sided dice and 2 10-sided dice to see what flower comes up. Here we go. And then I click on this, I think. Is that
Yeah,
right?
there should only be one option, I
Okay.
think.
I got a prickly pear. And the associated meaning is satire. And I guess I can show you all what a prickly pear looks like because Kurt spent so long finding all the pictures. Prickly pear flower, cool. Okay. Just get into character for a second. Kale. You see, coming up from the top of the bed, our first sign. They seem to be poking fun at this whole thing. They're not engaged with this practice. They're resistant. They don't want to send a message. They're playing a joke.
There is no need to judge them. There is no need to judge them. They have seen enough.
You have a point, I suppose.
Benji, if their first thing is to laugh when we take them back, surely that is a good sign.
It just means that perhaps our efforts here are not needed. Or perhaps we just need to persist a little to see what the message is.
Perhaps they are judging themselves.
Not laughing perhaps at the process, but at themselves. They think I believe that they are too unimportant, too insignificant to be offered the opportunity to speak. It's a good point, Kale. We must listen closer than I think. They have something to say. Let's hear it. We are listening.
Nice. We'll go on to our next turn in just 1 second. I'm just making sure that we can use the one to the right. We can use all the ones below, but I want to use the one to the right. If anybody is listening along at home and thinks that I sound more crazy than a necromancer, I really have no appropriate response.
At least necromancers are breathing life into something that used to live. Kurt just breathes life into Google Sheets. Ensoul them.
Okay. The deed is done.
Whoa, oh my gosh. Oh no, Eddie Kayele! Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. And you made me say your name again. Rightfully, we should say your name 5 times because you have gifted 5 subs. So let's go around, everybody, 5 times. I'll start here. Eddie Kayele. Amanda?
Edikaye.
Idikaele.
Erika. Yala.
Eti Kayali.
And that's 5, so we can stop. We've done it. Wow. Amanda, you
you
just
so
got a
much.
sub.
I did. Yay, thank you. I was thinking about that when I came in. Oh, so did Uptown Duck.
And
Oh,
Bailey.
so did Bailey.
By the way, Bailey, thank you for joining us. I am very touched
Aren't the
and
Bears
honored.
playing, Bailey? I was told you were busy today because of sports.
And a Zed and Mage.
The Bears.
Thank you for gifting. That was so kind of you.
Thank you.
We are grateful, much like the dead might be.
Multitasking.
Watching the Bears and 3 nerds? Incredible.
Wow. Is that anything
Bailey does
like...
it all.
Bailey does do it all. Let no one say otherwise. I would never multitask during a stream and am not fixing the 3rd column.
I love this because I can't multitask during a stream. Once I have to do some sort of business somewhere, I completely lose track of what's happening in the stream and get very nervous. But Kurt multitasks for the most of the beginning of every stream and still is the most charming and tells the best stories, which really puts me to shame because here I am, full attention, got nothing interesting to say. Ugh, really embarrassing, Kurt.
To be fair, I did need to stall a whole lot today, so this is a little bit on me. But we are good to go on to
Amanda,
our
do you
second
wanna go next?
necromancer.
Okay, so do I click
So
on
double
the
click on
second
the
one?
double click
Yeah,
thing. And
the
there should be a
second one,
name
yeah.
of a
Okay,
flower.
that
Column
one there?
D.
Oh.
I'm trying to double click.
And then once you double
With
click,
my left?
a menu will come up and just click the first
Yeah,
Oh.
you can
flower.
either. Yeah.
Got it.
Ooh,
It worked.
a checkered fritillary.
See, this is the thing. Maybe you know what a prickly pear looks like. Did I know what a checkered fritillary looks like? No. This bouquet sounds amazing.
This is so cool. I really love the look of this flower. Can we show people the flowers?
I already have showed them the reveal. Let's do a zoom in on this flower here.
What I really like about this game is it's a way for us to look at flowers. And
I
love
can't
looking at
emphasize
flowers.
enough how much of a joy it has been to look at flowers making this spreadsheet.
Prickly pear. Checkered fritillary.
So this one represents persecution.
Oh. What do you think?
What do you see, Kale?
Perhaps they blame themselves.
Perhaps. But to
Were they
joke
the-
so openly. A joke at their own expense, you think?
Shame? Were they the persecutor, perhaps?
Let us not assume. It is unkind.
I only wish to seek the truth.
Then the truth we shall seek. Florence has a certain flourish that she does, I think, when she like coaxes flower. It's small. It's not like a, but there's a little like twist of the fingers one after another, and uprises a flower from the earth. I am drawing a garden chervil. Oh, pretty. Sincerity.
The meaning is interesting. Sincerity.
Florence, I think, shoots a glance at the other two and says, "Do they hear us now? Is this in jest? We say they joke, and then they say they're sincere."
I think perhaps the product of persistence. You listen long enough, and someone believes that they are worthy of speaking. Works on the living, why not the dead?
Perhaps this is something altogether different. Florence's brow wrinkles and she sniffs in the air. The scent of flowers, fresh. Perhaps they could not be sincere. Perhaps they were thought to be joking and were not taken seriously.
In
Perhaps
life, you
that
mean?
is the nature of their persecution.
Oh. Interesting. They were not believed, you think?
They were not believed, but I know not by who or why.
We believe you. Whatever
We
it is
believe
you
you.
say. Speak now. We have open ears. And Benji closes his eyes, and the toolkit of a big corp necromancer is several metallic rods crafted from just wrought steel. I think they're kind of clumsy and a little violent for the sort of work that we do, but an old dog doesn't learn new tricks. So Benji grabs the triangular dowel of metal from his bag and slams it into the ground. As he does, green beneath the surface of the mound begins to appear. Is that a virgin's bower?
Yeah.
Interesting. Remind me of the meaning. Filial love. Sorry, is that of the son or of the brother? I forget.
Child.
Child? A child,
child, a
feels for their
parent.
parent. Yes. Yes, that's right. Interesting. I sense a complicated love. A love for their parent, but also a betrayal. One not believed by those around them.
This story is tragic, is it not?
Too many are. Kale, will you continue?
And Kale taps their chest with 2 fingers. And out spins a little bindweed. Small little bindweed. Which Kale plucks. Humility. Is it that they feel that they didn't say enough, or that they said too much.
I think they did not believe. Perhaps it was they who did not believe. No. To lie or to tell the truth? To tell the truth or to lie? A parent or a child? Humility. Something they lack, or something they wish they had. I told my son before we left this morning that it would be a normal day. And I think perhaps it is not.
One should never bet on it being a normal day. Not on this line of work, Florence. You must know better.
Perhaps I did once.
Wishful
Perhaps
thinking.
others knew better as well. And I think Florence nods at the binweed. Perhaps one more flower would tell us the truth.
Clarity, clarity. The bouquet needs completion.
Sorry about that.
Ooh. Oh, this is an unpleasant one.
A burning nettle. I think as it emerges, now, out of character, I don't know if burning nettle meant burning, or if there is some kind of nettle known as burning nettle. I couldn't find a picture of a burning nettle. And indeed, my sheet freaked out when I tried. But
I think it's a type of nettle. I think it's just a common nettle, but it can give you a rash.
It could be.
Nettle.
All nettle's a bit burning, isn't it?
So it might be in relation to that. Which is very fitting, actually, for the meaning of the flower of the plant. Also, this YouTube video says, the most nutritious plant on Earth.
Uh-huh. Huh?
So random.
Well, don't touch it, but do. Florence, tell us. What do you see?
it's slander. It's slander. Now it is clear to me. They were not believed by their own family. Some warning issued. A critical one. Something that was to come to pass, that led to their death, could not deliver because there was not time. Finally, when things came to a head, there was not to be done. They were over.
Yes. Yes, I see it.
So they're angry. They're a joker of sorts, past and disbelieved.
I think it's almost clear for me. Can I draw one more flower from the earth?
All right. If you feel it would be right.
Yes, yes, yes. I see it. I see it. Yes, yes. I see it now. This is geranium, penciled, you see. The intricate vein-like traces across its surface. It was a disease. A trickling darkness in the veins of a child. They knew it was something dire. Something contagious, not just dangerous for them, but for their family. And through their love, they tried to warn. The ones they held most close. But like many children, too many times had they called sick, trying to get out of a vicious schoolroom or another shift down at the mill. And so as the blackness creeped through their veins near that cut they'd received, they were not believed. And as they began to cough, they were not believed. They were clever, knowing somewhat of how these things tend to catch like fire in a household. Just like a penciled geranium, they showed ingenuity. Left to seek treatment in the barns outside of town, where they keep the sick ones, but I fear it was too late, perhaps. But I cannot know.
We cannot know until we deliver the bouquet.
Will we find anyone to greet us when we arrive at the door?
Bouquets need not only go to the living, need they?
You make a good point.
All right then. I'm just gonna say I really this is neat. I've played oracular games before, but I like flowers.
I think that in and of itself is like a chapter of our characters' stories.
Yeah.
The way that you finished it with like bouquets need not only go to the living, I was like,
Yes.
we're already coming full circle. It already feels so good. This is really cool. It's also cool because you kind of get to imagine like what the bouquet looks like. So there's a visual element that aids to your creation of the story, like how you took from the lines on the geraniums, but also there's a sensorial element that allows you to just drop into the world because you're already tapped into a visual component that we all share as a base, which is really neat.
The pictures are good, Kurt. They give
I
us a
wanted
whole
to
new
see the
dimension.
flowers. Bailey, I wanted to see the flowers real bad.
Oh, you wanted to see the flowers so bad. Hey,
Real
Bailey,
bad.
cool
I've
game.
never worked this hard on a spreadsheet except dialect, but that one doesn't count because that wasn't technically for this stream.
I
It was
also
a
want to
request.
add that I'm imagining now Kale in like a robe with like a bunch of like belts and things that have like all these different like little bits of flowers and stuff like that, and like there's like a flower, like flowers that are stitched into the robe, so it's almost like it's part of the fit. I just feel like that would be really cool. I like the idea of necromancers also just being like kind of sweet, soft flower babies in my mind.
No, I like it too. I think there's something to be said for that.
It's not normally what you think of when you think of necromancy, and I love that. It's unique, at least in my stereotypical necromancer brain, which I think makes every necromancer feel, I don't know, like evil, I guess. But why? And who said? And what for?
said?
And
Who
why
said?
do they have to be gross necromancers? They don't have to be.
being mean to the necromancers.
Don't be so
All
mean
they
to our
want to
sweet
do is have
necromancers.
fun with your gramps who already passed away.
All they want to do is talk to Gramps. I
All
got
they
a
want to do
grandpa.
is, smell the flowers that are bursting forth from corpses.
From the dead.
From corpses.
Wrong.
Okay.
Can we
Also,
play
it would
again?
be like stinky and sweet.
Yeah, let's keep
do it
going.
again. Oh wait,
Do we think
I
it's
need
in-
to take a little bio break,
Yeah, sweet. Let's
don't
take a
mind.
quick break.
and then I'm good. I
Okay.
like this a lot. I'm very excited for our next. Do we think there's gonna be like a through line?
Could be. It could be.
Because that'd be sick. I'm
We'll
not saying there
see.
has to be, but I can see it.
I like it. I like it. I like the invitation.
It's starting to form. It's starting to form. Bailey compliments us on our use of satire. I thought satire as a first draw was fun.
Satire is like fun. It was a challenge. I think I was like thrown off. I was like, whoa, what do we do with this?
Oh, well, I loved how you took that serve. It was like, not serious.
Serious. I love
Not serious.
immediately judging the dead. Like, oh, they're not taking it seriously. Here I am putting all this effort in. Bailey, very cool game. Very neat. The other oracular games, Kurt, that you've played, are they like tarot based? That seems like it would make sense.
Some of them. Some of them aren't. Tarot's really common. Actually, Bailey and I once played at lunch an oracle-driven game in which there's a great sea creature that visits like a coastal village. It's called Colossal. And in Colossal, there's a bunch of different divination methods that are suggested, but I didn't have tarot cards. All I had was a deck of normal cards. And I have to say, it is shocking how much meaning you can get out of just like a normal card. What does a number mean in common symbolism? If I asked if my love will return and I drew like a 3 and a spade, does that mean that like he's growing, he's like building something with someone else, with a third person?
Or buried in a shallow grave 3 feet deep.
Or buried in a shallow grave 3 feet deep. There are so many different ways that the normal playing cards could be interpreted. It was just startling. And
That's interesting.
I've been really loving how the human brain assigns meaning to things just as it can't help it.
It really can't
It's
help
right
it.
there.
Yeah, and I always think that's like, I know that's such a human thing, but I was like, from a evolutionary point of view, I'm curious about like, why do we make connections like crazy? Because it forms so much of like what we understand as like religion and spirituality and language and art. These things are driven partly by our ability to find connections and patterns and symbolism and things. But me and my partner were wandering the Highlands of Scotland on this trip that I was on, which is why I haven't been here on several of the last streams. And there's all these like gorgeous hill mountain things that sort of grace the skyline when you're in the Highlands, and so quickly you attach meaning to them. Like there'll be like 2 peaks that are close together, and like your brain just wants to say like, those are the sisters. Like I can see that sense, the way they lean towards each other. You remember them, and then whatever direction you see them from, no matter where you wander, you're like, those are the sisters, I see them. Or like, there's that old sort of creepy looking peak, the old man. And your brain does it like right away. And I was thinking, as we kind of wandered some of these places, that like very easily you could, get lost in them. There's not a lot to differentiate. I was thinking that some of this like seeing symbolism and patterns and everything seems like it could be useful just for like navigation of a wild world, that you like attaching stories to places and things is really useful to like remember where you've been and where you're going and communicate it to other people.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, I do. Anyway, but there's also games that use like tea leaves. Those you couldn't play all in the same day. But yeah, so many different forms of oracular play for games. And actually, I'll plug this because we're here and you must at least a little bit like me playing games. I did a playthrough of Colossal as a guest on the podcast Alone at the Table. So if you want to hear me play that game,
that's cool.
Look it up. Alone at the Table.
What's Alone at the Table? It sounds like they shouldn't have guests.
The host of the show had to take leave because of a child. Took leave. So reached out to friends to bridge the gap. I was the first guest ever on it because you are right that it is weird to have someone who's not you on your solo show.
Oh, so wait. So it's a solo show normally, and then the solo person who runs this show went on leave, which means
That's
now
right.
there's 0 people on the show. So when you
0
guessed,
humans. Need at least
there's now
one.
1 human back on the show.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was me. So it is just me. If you want to hear me talk to myself for, I don't know how long, 30 minutes or something. But I did, I did play it with a deck of like card captor cards, because I thought that would be fun, and I was
What
right.
is Card Captor? I can't remember.
Card Captors is a series from the 2000s, 2000 actually on the dot, I think, an anime series about a magical girl and her magical deck of cards. And I happen to own a deck of those cards because I designed a game that sort of needed it. It sort of really didn't need it at all, but I was like,
But
well,
very
now I
fitting.
want the cards. And Anthony and I have played that game together, but not on this stream. If you want to see someone play that game on this stream, that would be me and Amanda. Check our YouTube VODs. Pluggy, pluggy, pluggy. Can't stop plugging.
He's plugging all over the place, this guy.
Plugging along as I find pictures of flowers that start with V.
Wow, he's still going. He's still finding flowers.
Well, we're on V. Amanda drew a V.
Kurt's like, this is
Or-
a real thing I have to solve.
Maybe you did? I don't know.
No, I don't
I didn't
remember.
know that there were yellow violets. Doesn't that seem incorrect?
Yeah, wait. We made violet a color.
Right.
Can't have yellow ones?
Seems like you couldn't. And yet I'm looking at pictures of yellow violets on wildaboutflowers.ca.
Oh, that's more of a green-orange. Oh, wait, that exists. Oh, shoot.
Oh wait, that exists.
That exists. That's more of a blue-red. No, but that's a purple. This actually works better than I thought.
Locke, you are right. They're called cloud cards. And Bailey, don't do it.
Add more flowers, Bailey.
I had an automatic process, I think I mentioned earlier, where it would search the word flowers at the end of whatever search term.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you could search, I don't know, you would search like Juliet, and then you'd get pictures of like a woman in a Shakespeare play.
And Kurt would get 8 pictures of ladies, and he'd have to choose which one he liked best.
Yes, which was not good. So it automatically searches the word flower, which is great in 90% of the cases, but then in like 3% of the cases, it's like clearly something that doesn't have a flower and was never meant to have a flower, like it's a palm frond or something.
Okay.
Or it
Palm
says,
flower.
yeah, exactly. Or it says, like apple tree leaf
Flower.
flower. And then I go, oops,
Not that one.
whoopsie
Did
daisy.
you find a solution to this problem?
The solution was just I've got a button that I can push when the automatic program comes up, and I don't like any of them, which is escape, and then it says no image.
And then what do? Do you have to just manually find one?
Well, I'm filling in the blanks now. Yeah, that's
I see.
that's what burning nettle was.
Oh, I see. The
Yeah.
gaps. I understand. Yeah, I hope that people understand that like Kurt not only has created a gorgeous spreadsheet, but literally created an extra function to help him find the pictures to put in the spreadsheet. Like that's the level we're at, is that there are now tools, bespoke tools being created to help make the spreadsheet, because
I
the
didn't
number
wanna
of
hurt my little
flowers
wrist.
was too many. And that's Bailey's fault.
That is, we can all agree this is Bailey's fault, and anything that I did was totally necessary and not a crazy person thing to do.
Bailey, I think cabbage flower is a thing.
Cabbage flower is a thing.
Or, yeah, right?
Well, it turns out it is, because I looked it up, because I had to, because it's in the seas, and we know I went through that ages ago.
We know it.
That was pre-tool.
But the flower shows up in the middle of the cabbage? Interesting.
Yeah, look up a cabbage flower, and you'll go, huh, is that how that works?
Yeah, I did not realize. Interesting.
It's, yeah. I mean,
Welcome back,
flowers,
Amanda.
petals are just specialized leaves, is the thing.
Flowers are just...
Petals are
Petals.
just leaf structures that are modified.
Cabbage flowers are so cool.
Yes, they're actually quite beautiful. But I
Whoa.
did roast Bailey like a million years ago because I drew like cabbage, bulrush, and I don't know, dead leaf or something. And then I said, I've brought you a beautiful bouquet. But now I know the beauty of the cabbage flower.
Well, I mean, I feel like Bailey has sort of acknowledged this in the name of the game, like Bay Leaf Bouquet, right? Like it's already not a flower.
It's true.
In the
It's true.
name.
And the best bouquets, I think, are barely flowers in the first place.
That's true. I do love a leafy
You don't want it to
bouquet.
be too much flower because then it takes away from the bouquet.
I think so. If you get me a dense bouquet of roses, I'm going to go, well, that's fine. But if you get me like some weird leafy stuff,
Kurt is a
That's
great
cool.
partner to have because you bring him a lovely bouquet of flowers that cost over $100, and he's like, "That's fine."
that's fine. Do you have something
But then
weird,
you're like,
though?
here's some leaves and moss. And he's like, yeah, I like, that's cool.
Moss
I'm
is
just
tough.
gonna put my leftovers away and then I'll be right back and I'm gonna jump like right back in.
All right,
Sure,
sounds
sure.
good.
Patience, everybody.
Oh, well, they love when I talk about spreadsheets. Isn't that right, folks at home? This is like you have no voice here. So anybody watching in the future will just have to assume that the whole chat went,
Yeah. I'd love to do it.
Well, that's true. We don't have chat on screen, so we can tell them that you said anything.
anything.
Wow, they're all freaking out. Kurt, it's the fastest I've ever seen chat go. They're all saying, "Tell us about the spreadsheet."
Yeah, now I'm looking at it. It's absolutely popping off.
Yeah.
Everybody in chat I've ever seen
Ooh,
right
they're
now.
requesting a live equation reading. Do you think you might be able to do a recital of one of your favorite equations from this spreadsheet?
Yeah, I would be happy to. Oh, what's that? You want me to do a full equation stream?
Okay, guys, don't get greedy, okay? You know? He's got other stuff to do with his life.
Some of us may or may not. Now, no one will be able to prove this in the future, but someone may or may not be leaving right now. Oh, and it's not because of the spreadsheets. They didn't say that it was. It's a good gag. It's a good gag, and we appreciate you and all the subs that you've tossed out like so many candy-striped violets.
Are you
Which
literally
is another
actually
kind of
about to
violet.
leave Eddie Kai Lee? Because if so,
I would assume that's
thank
true.
you for joining us. And thank you for all the subs. Great presence today. And very generous.
That's true. Hello, Amanda, who's back now.
Nice meeting you. Hi, Amanda.
Is that Akaye leaving?
Yes.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining us and thank you for the gifted subs. So nice.
We're here every Monday.
Very nice of you.
Yeah.
We'll be here every Monday.
Come back.
And we raid in. So if you're ever at the end of my stream, I always
You can
try
be
to raid in.
so lazy. You cannot click any buttons. And then you watching
Auto
two
comment.
guys. They're sitting
That's
there.
the only reason that I end up here.
Yeah.
I'm just watching Amanda stream and then I go, ooh.
No, I'm on it. That's a special raid where you raid the viewers into becoming the streamers. They should have a button for that on Twitch where it turns on everyone's webcams and then they're all the streamers and you watch.
Such a good idea.
I would love.
Such a
Okay.
good idea. Should we play
We are
another
all
round?
back. Yeah, of course we should.
Okay. Do we have to reset all these flowers, Kurt, or?
No, just keep going.
Just keep going.
And the rest of them will work.
Okay, I noticed that now there's no missing spots to our flowers. A burning nettle is there.
I'm building the infrastructure behind us as we go.
I like behind
I thought I
us.
would finish
That's
this
fun.
at lunch.
I'll take a little hydrate for you, Lord Monk. Thank
Oh,
you. We don't
nice.
have
I like the
we don't
Lord
really have
Monk.
channel points set up.
No, Lord Monk has found a way to create a hydrate button of their own,
Make their own hydrate with a redeem message.
which means you can make any button you want.
Don't tell them that.
Dangerous.
They'll all clamor for a spreadsheet button.
They're going to be making us do
Show
all
us the spreadsheet. Live equation reading.
Spread your sheets.
Okay, Kurt. We said we didn't want content like that on the stream.
I thought we said that's how Kurt will bring in the big bucks.
Though we said that's the only content we want on the stream.
Oh no.
Spread those sheets.
What's the best OnlyFans pun with spreadsheets. Only spans?
Only sheets?
Hard to say, folks.
Lock the Fox's redeemed gun show, which I think means that we need to show the guns.
My arms are too sore from yesterday. And I don't want to take sweater off.
Okay, don't make Kurt strip. That's not part of it. You can show us the guns with your sweater on.
You can make him spread the sheets, but
Yeah, he'll spread his sheets for you all day, but don't ask him to take off the sweater.
oh my goodness, only tumble dry.
There is actually a picture of me from college in which someone has asked myself and my two roommates to like flex for the camera, and my two roommates are like flexing, they're going, and I'm going like this. And in the comments of the picture, it says, "I am not a piece of meat," which is apparently what I said. I will link this picture in the Twitch chat, but not in the YouTube chat. I'm sorry, future.
Wow.
You're
How
not
long
allowed.
ago was this?
Suck at YouTube.
I was in university, so like 1,000 years probably.
Ah, yes. Kurt
That
attended
literally
Oxford.
sounds like I was like, I can imagine the age you were when you said it, and I was right. So I win.
You win.
You win.
Congratulations. And Amanda now wins Queen of the Stream, which means she can switch out one member with a new member of her choice.
I don't want to switch out anyone, but I do request
Ooh.
that Anthony brings the broom to the chat.
There actually was a broom right here in the corner of the shot before we started, and I did take it away. It's not as picturesque a broom as my normal broom in the background, so I couldn't have it.
Anthony won't show us his broom. Kurt's not certain if he wants to spread the sheets. What's happening?
Check out
You know I want to spread the sheets.
my broom and
I'm a
Kurt's
formula.
sheets. That's a special channel, which we'll release later. But for now, we should really try to
my
play
God.
round two. I think we started saying we should play round two, I don't know, 20
Yes.
minutes ago?
Let's play round two. I'm ready.
Okay.
I think it's a different day.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there's a... Is there a cemetery specifically associated with our like institution? Where do we think we are as this happens?
I'm imagining maybe we have a section behind the cathedral, newly built as cathedrals go. So there is still open ground. And as we do try to be respectful to our subjects, we have a particular walled section that is to our own. And there is a soft, tepid rain falling today as the three of us, all alone, stand lined up solemnly in front of a fresh mound of earth. Florence, your project this time. Perhaps you want to begin.
I suppose I could begin. Such a beautiful day to think of regrets. Wouldn't you say?
They're not always regrets.
Well, what else is left? All right. And again, with that same gesture, twist your fingers, and a wood sorrel blossoms. Shut up. A wood sorrel.
Oh.
Joy.
Oh.
A tenderness of motherhood.
This is a breath,
Well, we know
breath
who
of
it was
fresh air.
for, do we not?
Ah.
Perhaps they spite me this time. Tease me, in a sense. I should not say such things.
Do you think it's for their mother?
Who else could it be for? I cannot imagine anyone else.
Makes sense.
So then, what else can we learn?
Yes. I reach down and grab a half handful of the newly placed dirt that's slowly slipping into mud and squeeze it between my fingertips. There's something here. Ah. A zinnia. A gorgeous magenta. That's a Z for those keeping track. Here there is great love. So much joy from this mound. This is affection. Lasting affection. I sense a great, great love, not dampened at all by death. I know that this speaks of a connection broken, two souls with great love between them, and now one has passed on, and perhaps that is reason for sorrow, but yet the fact that the love persists, I do find it beautiful.
Well, it is beautiful, isn't it? When is the last time you can think of something that lasts so long as that? At least one of them gone now, and still a thought in their chest.
It's beautiful. Please, Kale. Open the picture for us. Broaden it.
Hale knocks 3 times at the feet of the skeleton, and from between the toes come 100-leaved roses.
100-leaved roses.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
There's like a zillion roses in this book.
R was a long one, huh?
There's so many roses.
And Hale's eyes were kind of like here with the roses.
Wow. So much pride within this person.
Looking at all of the pieces of the puzzle together, it's quite a striking bouquet. The many, many small, tender, heart-shaped leaves of the wood sorrel. The zinnia blooms in layers and layers of tiny petals, and a rose with the density that's described here is also like a startling amount of dense foliage. And with it forms this cluster, I think, of flora. Florence shakes her head a little bit, startled. I cannot imagine anything else even fitting in a place where such emotion has already been expressed. And yet, and she makes that motion again.
Ooh.
Hope in adversity is the meaning of the spruce that emerges. Little conifer branches, little tiny cones on the end.
I love the smell. A freshness.
Today I did not tell my son it would be a normal day. And I was right not to. Hope, pride, joy, affection. So many things held so dear.
Do you not think it might be not love for the mother, but love of the mother? Such lasting affection, such pride, hope.
You must
Could it
be right.
that this was love as a mother?
For the child that remains, perhaps.
The fact that these roses are between her toes makes me feel as though this is someone who, for each step they took, there was a sense of pride for someone that they clearly loved dearly.
I think you must be right. Well then, what else can we learn? And in spite of herself, I think there's an excitement now with Florence. She always tries to take this with gravity, this thing that we do, but in the same way that if you talk to a nurse over dinner and they will tell you the most heinous stories you've ever heard and not even realize just how into it they're getting, I think we probably have some similar sense, a level on which it doesn't register.
I think that Benji's excited as he drives the iron stake deep into the ground, and from the ground. Oh, I don't even know how to read the name of this flower. It says pink, red, double. But I don't, is that a
What a great question.
double pink?
As I
Red?
passed through the P section, I thought, what could this mean? I think the flower is a pink flower. I mean, it's called a pink flower,
But the pink
but I
is the
don't
name of the
know.
type of flower.
Yes.
Okay. It's like pink flower, a double pink of a red color.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that Benji, as the flower bursts from the soil, I think he is too struck by the power here, and he collapses backwards, landing prone in the soil, and he lets out this yelp, ah, and just like screams it up to the heavens. It's so pure. It's so perfect. The love I feel here just comes in waves. It does not stop. From the first flower we uncovered, here again, the purest, most incredible love. This love does not develop in any circumstance. This is the love that comes together when there are only two, when there is isolation, when one forms the world of the other. I believe this a mother, alone, unaccompanied, given just one child, to whom she gave all her love, all her care, lived her life in honor of this child. I think I can see her. She dresses always in shades of pink and purple, soft and pastels, bright accents. She wears her hair up most of the time. It too, strawberry blonde, itself almost a pink. And while there is adversity in her life, her hands are cracked, I think, from washing untold dishes, working late nights. There is a lightness in her eyes somehow. The bright fire that only pure love can bring. Love for her daughter.
You see this, don't you? Says Florence, face with an expression of fascination. You don't simply imagine this, you see it. Is this part of your power? Have you developed this?
A little embarrassed, Benji realizes what he's done. You must forgive me. In my previous job, I saw a lot of mothers, cattle, separated from their young over and over with each passing year. I am attuned to the grieving mother, and as I began to raise them from the muddy floors of those pastures. I could start to feel it. Could start to hear the bray of their young, the softness of their skin pushed up against the mother's side. You take on some of your patient's experiences. So yes,
And
I
it
see.
stays with you then. I see. I'm sorry for asking, but grateful for the answer.
I don't mind
But
it.
I think maybe Kale's been quiet for a little bit now, and I'm curious what comes next.
I think Kale puts 2 hands over the heart of this woman. And there are tears in their eyes. They don't say anything, but there's a sense that they need to know more. Like they can't. This isn't enough.
Kale, are you well? All right then.
Oh no. It's not a turn I wanted.
Kalia millifolia blossoms from between the ribs, grows in an almost aggressive manner. War?
War. Yes, war.
And now we know.
There's no way to. I think everyone is quiet, sitting heavily with this punchline at the end of such powerful love. And I don't think there's any more that they coax from this place. I think we pulled and pulled and pulled, but the war didn't matter for the message. The message was clear, spoken again and again and again and again and again, and then the why. But the message isn't about why. And so, taking out a vellum notebook, Florence makes a quick note about the identity that we know about the dead and about that sensation. And then I think we leave. The day feeling a little different than it did a minute ago.
Benji leaves his silk kerchief, unblemished, upon the grave. This one deserves something special.
Cool. Sorry, Florence doesn't say that. That's just me. Cool.
And the moon rises, and then sets, and the sun to follow it. And again the moon, and again the sun, and again a soft, tepid rain, and the graveyard behind the cathedral. And 3 figures ready to give thanks and give the last rites. One more, friends? Kale, it's yours.
How much longer is your silence to be held, friend? I miss your voice. I know that you speak still, but it grows quieter each day. All right.
I understand.
Corcorus. There's a deep longing.
For what, Kale?
Someone was waiting.
Yes, I see. Waiting.
The flowers are so tiny on this plant. The stalk grows up and the leaves grow out, and you can peer in so close, closer and closer, seeing the tiny little barbs on the stem, little hairs, before you finally see this flower come into view.
What a well-kept secret.
A tiny statement, but came forth so readily. Well, all right then. A cuscuta. A cuscuta. And now once more we see tiny little flowers, this time in a climbing sort of vine that weaves around and around. I think it weaves around the crocus that already blossomed. And,
Well, this is interesting. Two sets of tiny flowers laced between each other.
once again I feel like a joke is being made. And I have been heard. Meanness. But think once more. Perhaps not meanness as in cruelty. Perhaps simply meanness as an absence.
You
To
mean
have-
a hardness?
No, a meanness. In times where things are lean, one can say there is a mean amount of something.
I see.
Scarcity.
Yes. Of sorts.
This is when I'm grateful for my colleagues. I would see the flowers telling a different story. But
We may not be right. Flowers can tell many stories. And our understanding is still nebulous. The language they spoke, common to our own tongue, shapes how they understand the flowers now. But they speak not this tongue anymore.
would you like to know more?
I would.
I see something there in the dirt. I'll draw it out. A black poplar. The knotty branches begin to push out from the soil. At first, we are told of the waiting, the lack, the scarcity of what is wanted. And then we are told of how our dear departed responded. In this I see great bravery. The poplar speaks of courage. Perhaps we might have thought that Here there was helplessness, but no. If there is poverty that our departed faced, they only met it with courage. I believe, unless courage is a call to whoever they speak to, and to that I can't be sure. Kale, can you clarify?
Brave. In the face of heartache.
Oh. The absence, you think, is of a loved one? I see it.
I can imagine it.
I see black cloth. I don't know from where. Kale, please, show us one more.
Hale opens up the mouth and out grows a sorrel. A single wild sorrel, and it grows for some time. I have a feeling that someone said, or perhaps did, the wrong thing, or the right thing at the wrong time.
The right thing at the wrong time, yes.
Kale takes out a little notebook and starts rifling through some of the pages. When they find a certain page, they start making notes.
I mean, I don't mean to pry, but is this one of those occasions where we can look over your shoulder?
I would like to know. I sensed a certain sort of joke. Meanness, they said. I thought, interesting, I'm heard. And now wit ill-timed tells me more. I am desperate, Kale. Gods, I miss when you spoke to us.
Well, I like the space it leaves for you and me. Two quite beautiful voices.
Perhaps so. And I do not mean to slight you, Benji. I'm grateful for your presence, of course.
Ah, but I miss it too. Kale, will you reveal what you've written, or is it just for your eyes?
A private musing.
I have seen something similar before. And I've been taking notes on what it could mean. Someone who I once knew.
Do you think you knew our departed?
In life. So say you, Kale. Or just someone like them.
I'm not Sure.
Then we must know more.
Show us, show us.
A viola blooms in a kind of circle, I think, around the outline of this space. Every other flower tangled together in a kind of entwined set of vines. And the viola as a ring of sorts. Modesty, decency. These are the things that it means. And Florence shakes her head. I know not what this means. To be modest, to be decent, to wait impatiently for one who is not here. To be mean, to lack, to give not enough. A joke at a bad time. Courage for something. Courage for something. And then you get this sense that Florence has cottoned on to something. This was a lover. A distant lover. Wrote letters. Never enough. Never got enough back.
Yes, yes.
One day felt it was time. They would take a voyage to meet their loved one far away. It was the perfect time, to wit, a perfect idea, the right time. But then, I think they lost their nerve.
No.
Yes, modesty, decency. A circle around the departed. So says this message. I think they were ensnared by their own sense of propriety. It was not the time. And they did not go to them.
They hesitated.
They hesitated.
Kept in by the bounds of common society, not wanting to throw their life away. And here they lie.
And here they lie, never having given that in-person reunion.
It's a tragedy.
Tragedy indeed.
The lives unwritten. And then what is the message? What do we say?
They could never find the words, could they? But maybe now, if you wish it, coax forth another.
Let us see what word they wish to say. And I reach out. Ah. Well, isn't that beautiful? Dawn comes. And around both the foot and the head of this mound, gorgeous, unabashed morning glories, a bright, lively blue, strike out against the cold mud. It's a difficult interpretation. In my readings, this corresponds to affectation. I believe a faked display or facade, a pretended feeling.
Why,
Someone
when
who
we
did not reciprocate.
Oh,
I see.
I see.
I see.
That's why they lost their nerve.
Because I knew something. Something true.
Something true?
Which was that there was not love on the other end of that mean trickle of letters, but affectation. Is it not true that sometimes the idea of love is grander than even love itself? The romance, of a letter receiver across the sea. It matters not who the other person is, really. Just that they can bear your letters, and you can imagine them reading them. But if you read
Perhaps
the
it
words...
would have been better that way.
Yes.
And now they simply wish for us to tell. They simply wish for us to tell them they knew.
They knew all along.
They knew it was not real.
All a facade. Do not mourn the life not lived. The love was what it was meant to be. A facade. An affectation. Not affection.
Warning. To love carefully, but not to hold yourself back. I wonder who might be behind this.
Who lies in front of us, or who's to receive the message?
Who is to receive the message?
Okay.
There have been others who have looked similar to this bouquet, and yet I have not found who should receive.
But perhaps it is just for us.
No.
Perhaps
You want to look deeper. There's a secret here that you see, Kale?
Wait. Kale, something in your eyes. This is not meant for you, is it? To be received at a time such as this?
in what way?
I know not, Kale. Your silence is absolutely maddening.
But you do return from across the sea, I will say.
I do.
And you bear silence. A half
You speak
loss,
not.
perhaps.
Perhaps it is just that I went to see someone who I have known for a long time, who I thought knew me better than I knew myself. And then, in seeing them, I truly found myself.
Well,
But
some
it was not
messages.
meant to be.
Perhaps not. But that does not mean you were not meant to receive it now. A curious set of affairs, I must say. And now you have me wondering, Kale, how many of these are for me? Each time we rise the dead, I will think to myself, it is mine. How strange indeed.
Benji has reached down and cut gently the flowers from the grave and wrapped them together with brown rough cord. And turns to Kale. Come here, bouquet bearer. I have something for you. And Benji lays the bouquet in Kale's hands.
Be careful. I suspect the barbs on one will sting.
Fitting.
perhaps.
Is there anything you want to say, Cal? You understand their plight the best.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you.
Benji bows his head and sensing that this isn't his place to stand, he walks out of the graveyard, motions to Florence.
And Florence follows. I feel like I could do this all night, but I also want Amanda to rest. This game is so cool. And Amanda's voice is so dead.
I think that seems like a pretty good place to call it for the night.
Yeah, me too.
A nice little let their work touch the three necromancers. That's a nice full circle.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. That has been our game for tonight. Bay Leaf Bouquet. Thank you, Bailey.
I love that.
Still be in chat somewhere for making an absolutely gorgeous game. There you are. And the Bears got a touchdown just as we finished the game. We channeled Bailey's gift, a profusion of good energy through our lives and back through Bailey to the Bears, as all these things work.
There's a symmetry to it. Sometimes it's not just what blooms from the earth, but also what you bring down to it.
Super, super cool. Do you guys have anything you want to share with folks? Anything you want people to know about before we sign off here?
I just want to say thank you, Bailey, so much for the game. It's really special. I really like it. Yeah, I could also play this all night. Wish I had more of a voice to play with. I also love how when I sound like this, you're both like, we should, Amanda, like, just rest your voice. But then also every scene, you guys would be like, Kale, tell us more. What's going on with you? And I'm like, okay.
Well, I can.
I just want your
Well,
contribution, you know?
I will. I'll tell you something. This has been just so fun to play, though. And even playing it, like, from the perspective of a character who is thinking everything through and then doesn't say everything that they think. That was really fun, actually, for me.
It was actually really cool seeing you navigate it. And I feel like it's not the first time that I've seen one of us use like a real life context to inform or shape what we do with the game. But I really liked how you did it this time.
Cool touch.
Thanks.
Anyway, so I guess Amanda will be back with the... Here, I'll do this for you. It's fine. Amanda will be back with the stream on Thursday, I think.
Actually, I'll be back probably tomorrow morning
Oh my God, Amanda, it's rest.
for a couple hours to chat.
Are you going to do an interpretive dance stream or?
Yeah, I might be back tomorrow morning for a couple hours, even though tomorrow's normally my day off. And then I'm not sure when my next stream will be after that. Stay tuned to Twitch. I try to post my schedule up there and on Discord. But we're trying to do a 21-hour stream this weekend. So
Whoa.
we'll see. Another one as a thank you to the community. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to rest my voice. And I have more videos coming for you guys on the YouTube channel that I filmed before I sounded like this. And I also filmed one today where I did sound like this. So enjoy.
Cool.
What about you guys?
You got anything, Kurt? What's in the hopper?
Let's see. Well, unlike Anthony, I've been here the past few weeks plug in whatever I needed to plug. So there's not like
Plug it
a
away.
repository built up. I'll say two things. One is if you've liked the sound of this stream, you should check out Bay Leaf Bouquet. It is a really cool idea. And obviously, after this, I'm going to just be passing the keys of the spreadsheet over to Bailey, who I imagine will probably slap a link up there. And if not, whatever. Bailey's my friend, so Bailey can say, "Bad job, Kurt. I'm not going to do that in real life." But outside of that, for me, I don't think there's anything big right now. I think it's a wildly busy time in my personal life, but I am still excited to be back on Monday to play. I think it's going to be Firebrands. God willing that I have the space to get everything laid out to play Firebrands, but it is a game that is, per the designers, a Powered by the Apocalypse adaptation. I would say it's nothing like that, except that these are also the people who made Apocalypse World, so they're allowed to say that if they want to. We will be exploring its mini-game-based system of storytelling, and it's actually the second game that we've played along these lines. I will leave it to my co-hosts to see if they can ever figure out by the end of next session what the previous one was. So look forward to that next week. And if there's...
Wait, can you say it again, Kurt? What?
Firebrands. We're going to be playing Firebrands next week. And we've played a game that is in its system wheelhouse before.
Okay,
so if you can figure out what it was...
I wasn't paying attention to my own stream.
I know, because Anthony's doing the very good job of figuring out where to send all you lovely darlings once we are done. Bailey,
I have theories. And I also wanted to say to Matthew, who said over on YouTube, have a good night.
Oh, thank you,
night,
Matthew.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
See you next Wednesday, Matthew. Not this Wednesday.
Okay. That's it, Kurt? Covered all the things?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, I covered them.
Great.
You wouldn't know, though.
Well, I just want to say that I am very glad to be back here playing with you guys. I believe we will be back next Monday. Probably true. And I'm excited for that. But for now, normally I choose, a little streamer to kind of go and raid over. But there's something very cool happening at the top of the Tabletop RPG page right now. There's an interactive RPG with chat happening by Little Button. So I'm just thinking that sounds super fun. Let's go over and join that if you're in the mood for some more storytelling today. So let's get that raid ready. There you go. Sweet.
Let's get that red ready.
I put a message in the chat if you guys want to copy and paste our raid message. And feel free to add any of your own emotes that you'd like to throw in there.
Nice. Thank you all for joining us. Super, super fun. What a great group of people here. And we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.